with all the latest big talking points, news and discussion from the football world. This is Football Central. And go.
Hello everybody and welcome to another week of Football Central, the Roundup. I'm Samuel Taylor, and yes, this is your weekly Roundup on a Thursday night. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're keeping nice and warm and safe in these chilly times. With me tonight is Mr. TubeMix, as always. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you.
Good. Yes, and we do have a late arrival. Everybody, don't get too too excited when he joins. It's only Mr. JLIWheels who's coming late. He seems to be making a habit of his late appearances. That's why we've started him on the bench, because, well, he spends too much time clubbing. So even though you can't club at the moment, he does virtual clubs on Zoom. So yes, he's not breaking any rules. Anyway, he'll be finding a new club if he doesn't book his ideas up, but we will see. Anyway, so yeah, we're here tonight. It's a full round of fixtures as always. It's quite nice because we can just go because there haven't been two lots of Premier League fixtures in the last week, so we always, when that happens, go for the most up-to-date ones anyway, but it's nice not to have to worry about which fixtures out of the two rounds to do, so because there was only last week's rounds and then last weekend's and then this weekend's coming up, and as always, we will do our predictions at the end of the show for these upcoming games. We'll talk about each team as we go along in the different matches if you've never been with us before. And with that, I will hand over to Mr. TubeMix, who will be your main presenter tonight.
Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you for that fabulous intro. As I said, you or JLIWheels, you never disappoint.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, and it's a pleasure to have you, as always.
Don't worry, in case you were worrying, don't worry, I'm not at Mr. TubeMix's house. When I say here, we are nice and socially distanced in our own home.
Okay, Sam, they'll probably get the gist, mate. But fair enough.
No, I just thought in case any viewers were worried,
Well, yeah. Right, so, I think we'll update you with some of the scores because there's some FA Cup games. So, Southampton 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Danny Ings in the 49th minute, Stuart Armstrong in the 90th minute, assisted by some player called Taylor. So, Southampton...
Good thing for him. He's on his debut, that lad you just mentioned.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I've not heard of him. I'm not familiar with him. Let's have a look. What's his first name? Nathan Teller. Oh, I think he sounds familiar, actually.
Oh, no, I don't think it was Teller with the debut. I think it was another one. But yeah, good for the good for the young lad to get an assist because he's not played many games, Taylor, has he?
No. And as I said, Danny Ings in the 49th minute and Stuart Armstrong in the 90th minute to take Southampton through to the 6th round of the FA Cup.
Yeah, the quarterfinals. It's good to see Southampton going well again. Apparently they played really well tonight, and also it just shows when they've got the best side out, they're really good. They've just been very stretched recently, but nice
with injuries,
nice to see Kyle Walker-Peters back as well. I'll tell you what, he's been a revelation this
I've been very. I think he's always been good. I think when I saw him play for Tottenham, I thought,
Yeah, he's a good player, and he got an assist tonight as well for Danny Ings' goal. I don't know if he.
Well, it doesn't say here. It says the only assist of the game was Taylor for Armstrong in the 90th minute, so it doesn't say Walker-Peters on assist.
Oh no, maybe was it the other fullback? I can't remember that. Anyway, he's playing very well, Kyle Walker-Peters, and a good needed win for Southampton.
After a rough few weeks,
we like Southampton on this show.
Absolutely. They play some good stuff, have great players, have a great academy, and a fantastic manager.
Yes, and I know I was harsh on them a few weeks ago, but yeah, in the main, I'm a big advocate, and getting beat 9-0 is never nice, but we've bounced back again from that with a good FA Cup win. What a goal Armstrong's goal was, by the way. They've just seen it. There were about 4 players on the goal line trying to clear it, and he dropped him in the penalty box, and he bent it into the far corner. So wonderful finish, and good for Southampton. As for Wolves, well, your other second favourite team, Miller, really going.
Yes, I like Wolves. Yeah.
They're going through a real difficult time, aren't they?
They are, yeah, but Raul Jimenez, I read Nuno said that Jimenez is doing well with his intensity in training again, so.
Oh, good.
So he's getting there slowly, I think.
I just worry, even though he's signed a new contract, he might want to leave in the summer, because Wolves are really struggling.
No, well, I think he's always gave the impression, he's happy there. He's got a manager that, loves him, and he's the main man there. And I think at his age, that he should stay at Wolves, I think.
What do you think about suggestions that Nuno's under pressure?
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because Wolves this season, some reason over the last couple of seasons, Wolves have been absolutely, fantastic. This season, it hasn't seemed to go for them. Obviously Matt Doherty
He's got some credit in the bank, though, hasn't he, Nuno?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, as in, he's got some his performances over the few seasons must mean he gets a bit of time.
Oh yes, yes. Yes, of course.
It's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous thought of sacking him. I mean, I know they're not having a great season, but I think it's daft.
Well, yes, and obviously when Jimenez is back, I'm sure they'll be, doing well again. And plus, we said this a lot, the loss of Diogo Jota to Liverpool and Matt Doherty to Tottenham And in fact, Doherty is now not doing very well. He can't get in the Tottenham team at the moment. So
No, he's to be fair though, he's that not Traore,
Aurier,
that Nelson Semedo's not done very well.
no. Yes. So no, but I think okay. Yes, I can see why people are thinking Nuno is under pressure, but Wolves. I think if things are not going well, results wise at the end of the season, and they feel they need to make a change, fair enough. But no, I would definitely wait and see, especially when Jimenez does come back. So.
Yeah, and it's all look at where he's taken Wolves. I mean, they've had an amazing couple of seasons. So
they have, yes.
Very realistic.
And the other game, it's half time in the FA Cup. Barnsley 0, Chelsea 0. Sam's been following this one, haven't you?
Yeah, they've had some chances, Barnsley as well. I have to admit, I only caught the last 10 minutes of the game, the first half, everybody. But from looking at the highlights and looking at the one chance I saw live, they had a corner, worked it short to the edge of the box. The guy had a chance for Barnsley. He hit he hit it well. It was going in, but deflected off his own man who didn't get out of the way, and it went wide. So, yeah, and looking at the chances, they missed from 3 yards out, but as well. But let's stay positive about Barnsley. At least they're creating chances against the side with Ziyech in and Kante and Pulisic and Christiansen, and I was going to say Kepa, but I don't think Kepa could keep a cup of tea in his hands, let alone a ball from as a goalie. But the point is, Chelsea have got quite a strong side out, and so far, I don't know. I have to admit, JLIWheels is good at this, but I don't know a lot about the Barnsley team. I know a couple of the players, but I don't know. I don't watch them as a team, but I presume they've got the first team out or near enough. Anybody who's a Barnsley fan, or you can update us on that, on what you think of the performance and whether your managers picked the right team. But they're certainly holding their own, Barnsley, and they're playing some good football. They're in the table in the Championship, and their new manager this season's done very well.
Yes, absolutely. Right. So we'll keep you updated on that, of course. And of course, like Sam said, we'll have our predictions of the next round of games in the Premier League. And also a bit of news, Callum Wilson, Newcastle United, former Bournemouth striker, has been ruled out for 6 to 8 weeks with a hamstring injury.
Oh dear.
So that, and then Shah, Fabian Shah, is that how you pronounce it?
Shah.
Oh right, okay. Has had surgery on torn knee ligaments and will miss about 8 weeks. And Javier Manquillo injured his ankle ligaments and is also expected to be out for a similar length of time. So Newcastle have got quite a lot of injuries. So we will see.
And they've only just got the squad back properly after COVID.
Yes. Yes.
Saint Maximan's only just come back, and then he lose other key players for a different reason, obviously. But...
Yes. Well, that's just the way football goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to start rounding up then?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we'll start with Saturday the 6th of February, I think. Yep. So the no, sorry, not the 6th of February. Hang on.
Yes, last Saturday was the 6th of February.
Oh yes. That's when. Yes, sorry. Yes. Right. Sorry. Just got a bit confused. Right. The first game, Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0. Ollie Watkins in the second minute, assisted by Bertrand Traore, and narrow win for Villa. Ollie Watkins still, continuing to do pretty well since his move from Brentford. Matt Ryan, who they signed on loan from Brighton, that's Arsenal, was starting in place of Bernd Leno, who was suspended. Yes, so what did you think of the game then, Sam?
Well, I've not seen the highlights, but no, I have seen the highlights. But I didn't watch the game. But I listened to it on the radio, which I know we'll all like. Yeah, I was. I thought, I'll listen to it on the radio because I was doing something. But yeah, to be honest, I think from what I heard, Villa deserved it. Villa have been a great side so far this year, upwardly mobile. You look at this Villa side, and I know they've made some signings, but you look at this Villa side compared to where they were last year, and the progression has been amazing. And excuse me, I think even 16th or 15th that's what they would have been looking at as an improvement, and to beat last year's points tally, because it went to the last game whether they'd stay up last year. But what a team they look now. I think the new signings have fitted in well, and I don't mean the new signings from this summer necessarily. I mean the summer they got promoted, because they brought in a lot of players. I don't know if you remember, Will.
Yes.
I think it took
Tyrone Mings, yeah.
Yeah, and a few others.
Matt Target,
Matt
from
Target.
Southampton.
Yeah, Matt Target. And, so they had quite a few. Nakamba came in, and I know he's not started a lot, but those signings seem to have settled. And this year they made some. Still spent a lot of money on the likes of Ollie Watkins, but they've brought in more subtle signings to improve the squad rather than just going out and buying a load of players.
Yes.
I think everybody talks about Jack Grealish, quite rightly. For me, he's got to be an England starter in the summer. I know JLIWheels disagrees, but I just don't know how you can leave him out. For me, Grealish has to start. I don't know if he's fit. I don't know what you think about that for England, Will.
What? Sorry, mate. Pardon. Sorry.
Whether Grealish has to start for England if he's fit.
Yes, definitely. Because
I think he should be a starter, but JLIWheels disagrees. So I want to your.
No, I think he should be a starter because he's just got better and better. And it was interesting they were talking about this on Football Focus on Saturday, and he's around even better players. No disrespect to Villa, but they really have strengthened in the right way.
Well, they're strengthened in the right areas this year.
Yes.
The signing, that's why I mentioned the signings they brought in, not this summer, but the summer before, because I think as good as the signings this summer have done, the ones from the year before have really improved as well. And that's only testament to themselves and Dean Smith and John Terry and all the coaching staff. And they play some really good football. Villa on their day can beat anybody in the league. Now, I know you could say that about anybody, could theoretically do that to anyone, to any team, but Villa are a real threat. And
They are, yeah.
yeah, top eight, maybe get that seventh place, maybe Europa League football for Villa, which in from where they were last year. I mean, I know Villa were often a European side when the Premier League first began and before, respectively, and into the early 2000s. But from where they were last year, European football be a dream scenario. And I do think if they carry on the way they're going, regardless of where they finish, if they finish in the top half, then and carry on playing the football they have played so far this season, then Dean Smith's got to be a candidate for manager of the year. I know there's a lot of games to go, but and the manager that wins the league obviously gets it most of the time. But if you look at the progression from where Villa were as a side last year to this year, they're a completely different side, and they're defending so much better now. We talk about the attackers with Watkins, who I think's been a revelation. Even when he's not scored, he's been amazing, running the channels, creating. Even when he's not scored, he had that Baron Money creating loads of chances, wasn't he, for others? And he always plays on the shoulder, is never static, and he's always willing to run the channels and stretch teams. And
Yes,
Grealish,
absolutely, yeah.
well, I think we have to mention the back line as well. I mean, John McGinn, I love. John McGinn, you could argue, is Villa's most important player, along with Grealish, because without him in that team, they really struggle without John McGinn.
Yes.
He's a cracking player. And I really I think Mings is maturing. I think Komza alongside him is learning a lot. I think they've got proper leaders. You look at Martinez, what a difference Martinez has had. I think last year in the Premiership, through no fault of their own, really, they brought in Tom Heaton, who would have been a great signing and may still be, but he got injured. And then they had, what was the backup keeper called? Help me out. Well, what was his name?
The backup keeper. Martinez. Tom Heaton.
No, when they brought Tom Heaton in, who was the backup keeper too?
I don't. Oh, Pepe Reina.
No, they brought Reina in the January, but it was the Norwegian lad. Is it no?
Oh, what? I don't know, mate.
What's his bloody name? Anyway, I can't. His name just escapes me. Maybe somebody could put it in the chat if we're watching. But yeah, and then they had Reina, like you say, Will, and Reina's been a great keeper, but he's getting on a bit now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely getting old.
And
He
came in January, which is never easy to a struggling side. So yeah, Martinez has been wonderful. I mean, Arsenal must be kicking themselves for letting him go.
Yes.
And I thought, to be fair, I'm so glad he didn't stay at Arsenal as a backup goalkeeper this year, because after his performances last year, and you only get one career, you need to be a number one.
Oh, well, absolutely, yeah.
He must look, it's not like he's 18, 19, is it? So he's 29 now, which is not old for a goalkeeper, but he needs to get in his prime, so he needs to be playing. And I'm sure he's delighted with how it's going. sure he wasn't expecting them to be as good as they turned out to be as a team. But also having a keeper like that, Will, who's commanding. I'm not saying the others weren't, but he's consistently good. Martinez, I know Reina was in his time, but he's not in his prime. But doesn't it help the back line if you're a defender and you know you've got a commanding goalkeeper? It must give those defenders so much more confidence to go
Oh
forward,
yes.
knowing that they've got a I say world class. I think he is world class. Goalkeeper. I don't know where Arsenal were hiding him for 10 years, but when they had what was his name, the lad. I'm not doing very well with my goalkeepers tonight, but Wojciech Szczesny. When they had Wojciech Szczesny, he was there, Martinez. They should have used him. For me, I didn't realise how good he was.
Oh.
So why Arsenal locked him in the cupboard for so many years and don't know. But yeah, what a keeper. And to be fair, listening to the game, it sounded like Matt Ryan made a couple of great saves.
Yeah.
As well. I don't know if you saw that on Match of the Day, Will.
I did, yeah.
And another player who's added a bit of stardust, two players, Bertrand Traoré, ex-Chelsea boy. He looks like he's been away and grown up a lot since he was at Chelsea.
Yeah, he was at Lyon, wasn't he?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with his behaviour. I just mean in terms of
maturing. You know, as a forward, technically, that's what you mean.
Yeah, and he looks like a man now, as in like he looks like he's matured and his experience in. Did you say he was at Napoli?
No, Lyon.
His experience in Lyon's obviously done him very good. Different culture. I know he's not English. But
he is, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he is. I know his name is not English, but I'm pretty sure he is, actually.
No. Well,
Oh, no. Actually, not. He's Burkimby. I've not a clue where that is.
I think it's Begimby, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's from Berber de Lasso, Burkina Faso. I probably don't pronounce that right, but... Okay, no, yeah. He's not English. I don't know why I thought he was English.
I think it was because he was in the Chelsea Academy.
So, yeah, maybe, yeah.
He's lived a lot of his young life in
England.
Yeah, so he could be forgiven for that. Well,
yes,
so he's been a good signing, and Ross Barkley has also added. I think actually it's been a really good move for Ross Barkley. I was a bit sceptical after the start of the season because I thought Villa were going to be struggling and all this, but actually I think for Ross Barkley having Grealish playing in the same team, it's like Ross Barkley wants to show everybody that he's as good as Jack Grealish. I'm not saying he is, but I think it's really pushed him on, and there's a bit of healthy competition between those two, which is good. And yeah, so brilliant. As for Arsenal, stumbled a bit recently, but still playing a lot better than they were when they were 15th in the table. Although, you think with that defeat to Villa, Arteta will be really disappointed because Villa are one of their rivals to get into the Europa League or the European spots. So yeah, Arteta will be very disappointed. And Arsenal didn't really get going. Villa defended very well. And Arsenal huffed and puffed a bit, but Martinez made a couple of saves, but nothing that he shouldn't have made. So, you know, it's worrying for Arsenal on the goals front. But yeah, they've come out with a better, but it sounds weird was saying that Arsenal are outsiders for the Europa League. That's a weird saying, because they've always been Champions League regulars, and not that long ago they were title challengers every year. So, but we'll see. They'll be okay.
Yes. Right.
Anything else you want to add there, Will?
No. I think we said pretty much everything that we've needed to. I think on that one.
Where do you think both teams will finish?
Oh, well, Villa definitely won't get relegated. Do I think they will get into Europe? No. So I think they'll finish around maybe 9th, I think. Yeah, 9th actually, yeah. 9th or 10th.
For Arsenal? I think that's
for Arsenal, I think it's going to be one of those where they're not going to do well in the league, but I reckon they will do well in the Europa League. So I reckon it's going to be... It'll be weird for them. I reckon they will... I think they could possibly win the Europa League, but not do well in the Premier League. Yeah, if you get what I mean.
So what position are you saying?
Well, Arsenal are in 10th now. Oh no, sorry, that's how it stood. Sorry. So let's just have a look at the table now. So Arsenal are in 11th. So I think I think they'll finish in 11th, but do well in the Europa League. I think.
See, I think they'll finish about 7th for Arsenal, but by Arsenal's standards, that's not good enough. I'd still have Arsenal more likely to get in the Europa League than Villa, just because of the experience. But,
yes.
We will see.
We will see. Yep.
That's providing they don't win it, of course. The Europa League and get in the Champions League, no matter whether they finish, where they finish in the league.
Well, yeah, I think they're definitely one of the contenders to win the Europa League. I think.
I'm just not sure they've got enough leaders in the team, but yeah, we will see.
Well, Aubameyang seems a leader to me.
Yes, he is a leader, but yes, he is. But you need a couple of leaders.
David Luiz. I mean, no matter what you think of him, he's a leader.
He's not a leader like Roy Keane was a leader.
Well, no, but I think he's a leader.
David Luiz probably, when he gets angry with his teammates if they're not doing the right thing at all times, sprays his hair down tantrum. So yeah, that's the kind of leader I think we're looking at. I've been impressed with Rob Holding. I think he's improved.
He has, yeah, he's doing well.
He looks like Steve Bold as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, obviously I didn't see Steve Bold play for Arsenal, so I don't know, but...
Yeah. Just breaking news here. Chelsea are 1-0 up against Barnsley, and I think it may have been Tammy Abraham. Yes, Tammy Abraham has scored. That'll do his confidence good in front of his new manager.
Yep.
Oh, he had a tap in. The keeper came out to stop James, and he rolled it across to Abraham, who had a tap in. Good play.
Yeah.
From Chelsea there. Yeah, so JLIWheels will be happy. Now I know why he's busy. He's watching Chelsea. That's what he's doing.
No. I don't think so, because he was saying to me that no, he would have said if he was watching the game.
Oh right, okay. Well, yeah, we will see. Right, and yeah.
Right, and then the next game was Burnley v Brighton. It finished 1-1. It did, and you know, Brighton. We you know, big fans of Brighton on this show. So let me just get it up, because I was just looking at the Chelsea and Barnsley game. So, right, oh yep. So I was correct. So Goodmanson for Burnley in the 53rd minute. But first, Lewis Dunk not scoring an own goal for once in the 36th minute, assisted by Pascal Gross.
Yeah, Rose Gross. You can say either way.
So what did you think of the game then?
Well, I was just gonna say, what have you got against Lewis Dunk? Lewis Dunk's a good player.
No, I haven't got anything against him. No, just when he scores, it tends to be own goals. He's scored quite a few own goals actually.
He has, but he does put his head on he does put his body on the line. So.
He's very like Phil Jones, but doesn't get injured much.
It's a bit of a harsh comparison. I think Lewis Dunk's had a much better career, should we say. I wouldn't say more talented, but has had a much better career than Phil Jones. I mean, your career can't go much worse, can it?
No.
And that's just saying it from a United point of view.
Yes.
Probably should have left United a long time ago. Would have done very well for a lower Premiership side if they fit, or a higher Championship team. Yeah, and could have really showed his talent, but he definitely had the talent when we brought him. He just got injured so much.
Yeah.
But you don't even think Phil Jones is that talented, really, do you?
No.
So fair enough. So yeah, that's the game. I mean, I'll start off with you, Will. What do you reckon to that result? Did you see?
Well, I was quite disappointed. I was hoping Brighton would win after they scored, because I was following it on Final Score. So I was like, ugh, Burnley scored. That's a shame.
Did you see the highlights?
Yes, I did on Match of the Day. Yes.
And what kind of a game was it?
Not a particularly exciting game. But yeah, I was really wanting Brighton to win, because obviously they play better football than Burnley. So.
Oh, you gotta like Sean Dyche, though. He's honest.
Oh yes, he's honest, but you know, Brighton play better style of football.
Well, I think, to be fair to Sean Dyche, he plays the type of football that suits his team. It's like asking, I don't know, Stoke under Rory Delap, just as I say, John's favourite player, he arrives.
Hello.
JLIWheels is here.
I apologize.
Did you like my intro? Did you like my intro, JLIWheels?
I've missed it. I was on a call with my family, so I missed it.
Oh, well, you've got something to look forward to.
Is it so you slagging me off in it again?
Yes.
No. I was just
Will,
you know.
Will says yes.
Well, you'll have to wait and see. You don't know what I said. It might have been really nice.
You did pretty much destroy JLIWheels.
Well,
Sam
he
couldn't
can be.
destroy me even if he wanted to.
No. So, are you all right? Anyway, here he is. We left him on the bench, but he's made a 70-minute appearance in JLIWheels.
I'm an impact sub. No,
Really?
you know what? I'm very good, mate. It's very, very, very nice to catch up with my family, and yeah, I'm okay. So yeah,
Zoom call, was it?
it was. Yeah, I never used it before. It was quite interesting setting it up.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's confusing because I'm so used to Teams and I've only used it once.
No, I completely understand what you're on about. That's the first time I've ever used Zoom, and I'm a Teams man, so I've done like every morning at work I have to go on a Teams call, so I understand what you're
To
saying.
be fair, I prefer Teams to Zoom anyway.
Teams is
I
good.
haven't used Teams.
Teams actually is really good.
I think you're either one or the other, aren't you? Like it's like Xbox or PlayStation.
Beatles or the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that's sort of. Anyway, You've just joined us at the right time. Nyland, I've just remembered the Villa keeper's name that was second choice for a while. Nyland will.
Oh, yes. Kevin Nyland.
No,
No,
all in that.
Oh.
Kevin Nyland. Are you thinking of Kevin
Nyland.
Nolan?
You mean Kevin Nolan?
No. I just had a feeling his name was Kevin. Oh dear.
Kevin.
No, it's all.
Welcome to the football show.
I do feel like that right now. Welcome to the football show where the host doesn't even know the names of players. Featuring Kevin Nyland.
Anyway, let's move on.
George, I suppose you missed the Chelsea game, have you, so far?
All I've seen is that Tammy Abraham has literally just scored. That's all I know.
Yeah, they've missed some chances, Barnsley.
It's on BBC One, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they're a good side, aren't they? Barnsley under Valerian Ismail. They got like the likes of Alex Mowat, Crawley Woodrow, Callum Styles. So
Have they got a full strength team out tonight?
I only got a bit of a glimpse, but it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know them well enough to know who's who. It says J. Williams. Is that John? That's not Jonathan Williams, is it?
No, he's just gone to Cardiff.
Who, Jonathan Williams?
Yeah.
Do you remember the days when Barcelona were after him?
He's made his way up the leagues a bit more now.
Do you remember when he was? When Barcelona were after him and he was at Palace?
The weird thing about him is people still go on about managers that have managed him. Still go on about him like he's the next best thing. Like, to me, if you said name a player who's been ruined by injuries, I probably would say Johnny Williams, because you watch him as well and he is class.
Yeah, he's probably never quite lived up to his potential, but like you're saying,
But I think it's difficult because I think, like, he got a lot of games when Palace went up to the Prem, and then he was playing a lot, and then he broke his leg or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then sometimes from a leg break, it can take, like 18 months to come back.
Sometimes you never
and then
get
another
it
6
back.
yeah. But then, like, think about it.
I know some players that have come back after a leg break and have never quite been the same again. It does happen.
No, and that it's one of those things. But no, I'm just looking at the Barnsley team now. Yeah, they've got some alright players. It's a really young squad as well. So it was
a full strength side though tonight.
Yeah. You might know Herbie Kane, who joined from Liverpool. He had a
He
good
was at
loan.
Hull last year.
Yeah, he had a really good loan spell at it might have been the loan spell before that. He was at Doncaster and he did really well. Callum Britton, also a good player. Michael Hellick, the centre half,
Heard him.
is decent. Brad Collins, who's their cup goalie, actually came through the youth ranks at Chelsea.
Mm. Well, excellent.
Anyway, where are we up to?
We're only on the second game because we've been through the FA Cup games as well.
You're joking? We're going to be here all night.
Well, ooh.
We started a bit late because I was in the shower, but yeah.
That's all right. We'll just see where the time takes us, eh?
Yeah.
I'm not bothered. I've got all night. It's only, you know.
Burnley, Brighton, that's what we're up
Yes.
to. What do you reckon?
Are we on about this weekend just gone's games?
Yeah, the 1-1
Right.
draw.
Okay. Bear
Yep.
with me. Yeah. Can I just quickly just say about Arsenal Villa?
Oh,
Just quickly give
yeah, okay.
My opinions. A good win for Villa. Obviously, we've talked about them a lot. I actually thought, good goal from Watkins and what have you, but Emiliano Martinez was fantastic again. And it was quite funny because obviously Matt Ryan played his first game for Arsenal.
Mm.
And like for me it's two contrasting stories of goalies, because you've got Martinez, who left the team where he performed well in Arsenal last season and has gone strength to strength, but then you've got Matt Ryan, who's been consistent for Brighton in the Premier League for a good few years, who left for a supposed bigger team only to be, second choice to Bert Leno and come in and conceded within 74 seconds.
You played very well though, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think in terms of business, if you're looking for a second choice goalie, somebody like that, a Matt Ryan, a Lucas Fabianski, a Sam Johnson.
Lucas Fabianski's class.
Yeah, I know it.
Especially
But I think when we're talking about Fabianski, I know that it could have come up then when I just said that yeah, Arsenal, Fabianski did play for Arsenal and he sort of ruined his chance there. But I think that he'd be a good option for a bigger team. I think being, to me, he's one of the. Yeah, you've got your Bowen, your Benrahma, your Lingard now, your Antonio, Declan Rice, Souček. But then behind that, you both of their fullbacks are good, Cresswell and Soufal. But in terms of a goalie, Fabianski's brilliant.
He is, and I think he's got better with age. I think if he'd perform like he does now in that Arsenal team, he would have been first choice.
Oh yeah, I think because the thing is Will might not remember, but I know we most certainly do. the stick that Fabianski got at Arsenal was fair, in my opinion, because he was awful.
Just like Gomez at Tottenham.
Yeah, because he was awful, and just like Gomez when he was at Tottenham, then he moved to Watford. It saved his top flight career.
Yeah, and not only that, excelled in. Well, Fabianski went strong.
I didn't even see him play for Arsenal, I don't think.
Well,
But the thing about Fabianski was that even though he's a fantastic goalkeeper, you know, and he was back up to Chesney for all those years, he goes onto the national stage, performs really well, but then Wojciech Szczesny turns his career around, and he's now number one for Juventus. So, like, Fabianski just can't catch a break.
isn't I thought is Buffon still not number one?
Buffon's number 2. But he's like 43 years old or something stupid like that.
I don't like Chesney. Always seemed a bit big-headed to me. Anyway.
A little.
Anyway, Burnley Brighton. Let's wrap it up because we've already talked about that game. And
Yeah.
what do you,
It's
what do
another
you
one of
think that
those.
does?
Sorry. It's
just
another
gonna
one of
say,
those.
Go
Go
on.
on, go on.
I was just going to say, what do you think that does for both teams?
Well, that was what. I sort of knew what you were going to say because what I was going to say was, it's one of those that wasn't quite a battle at the bottom, but with the gap between those that are struggling and the ones at the bottom getting wider and wider, it was probably a bigger game at the bottom than it was for a struggler like a Burnley, like a Brighton, like a Newcastle.
I agree.
Because if either one of Brighton or Burnley would have won that, it puts some serious damage to the teams at the bottom. And I think it is getting to the point, by the way, and I'm sure we can touch on it a bit more once we get to the teams that are in the bottom 3. But it is getting to the point now where I feel like all 3 of those teams are probably going to go down.
And it's a shame because the likes of Sheffield United have been in good form recently, but unfortunately for them, so have the teams that are just above that relegation zone.
And Fulham have, in a way, have been playing well, but just cannot get the results.
But it's meant that the gap between the bottom 3, because you're right, Mel, they've been alright, has got shorter, so they're closer, but because the likes of Brighton, Burnley and Newcastle have picked up a few results, it's not as short of a gap to them, and the games are running out.
Yeah. Part of me still thinks maybe one of the bottom 3 will stay up, but I don't know.
Who would your money be on? Mine just because of history, would be Big Sam.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I think Big Sam at West Brom.
West Brom, I said West Ham, sorry, West Ham.
Something just stays in my head that he'll do it.
Anyway, are you guys ready to move on?
Not really.
Is that because we're talking about your least favourite person in the world?
No. I'm just thinking because obviously we've got quite a few games to run through.
Yeah, we have got quite a few games, but the thing is that we still need to give games a fair enough shake.
Sorry, yes.
We didn't mention the game really.
Yeah, just because we're on about your favourite man.
No, I think that's unfair, Will, because I do think that you've said that just because we've gone, oh yeah, Big Sam. But you can't
no. Honestly, boys, it's well, I can't deny, I don't like Big Sam, but it's not. No, I'm just thinking because we got lots of games and then the predictions to do. So.
Right, let's keep going then, and let's keep going.
No, but if you would ask me, I'd say if it's going to be anybody, it'd be West Brom.
Yeah, and that's just because of history, not because I think they're in the best place.
Yeah, I don't think they're showing anything that tells us that. But I think if anybody can get anybody out of a situation, it'd be Big Sam.
But then you could argue, well, eventually, if you're put in that situation so many times in your career, time does catch up with you. You'll always
And
get one.
he does probably have the worst squad that he's ever had for getting out of a relegation battle.
And do you think it was worse than? Well, I'm trying to think of where else he's been in the relegation battle. Obviously, Sunderland and
Bolton.
No, but Bolton had a great side.
Right.
Bolton had the best side they ever had under Big Sam, didn't they?
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so ready to move on?
Flaming heck, Will.
Right.
But no, all we'll say is I think in terms of the wider picture, because that was the only way I was really looking at this game. You know, I wasn't looking at it as, oh yeah, Burnley should win because, you know, I've got family ties to Burnley, and sometimes I do that when Burnley are on.
I really wanted Brighton to win.
I know, but that's the thing, right? Brighton have picked up good results against Spurs and Liverpool. The Liverpool one, they defended really well, but Brighton is Spurs' bogey team and has been Spurs' bogey team for a long time. You know, I'm thinking about last year when, you know, they beat them 3-0 and
that
stuff
must
like
make you
that.
smile as a Chelsea fan.
Yes and no, because I think that, you know, I'm under no illusions about Brighton anymore, because it doesn't matter how good football you play.
You've got to defend well as well.
It's not just that, because I think that's the thing, that's why I think that people that go on about Graham Potter as a good manager, that squad is really well balanced. That squad's really well balanced. The only thing that isn't well balanced to me, and it's not because I don't, you know, it's only because I don't really know that much about it, is the goalie, Robert Sanchez. I don't know why Matt Ryan went. I've not been able to find anything about why he actually left.
Well, Potter wasn't playing a lot of football, was he, Matt Ryan?
Yeah, but like when it's somebody that's as dependable as Matt Ryan, there has to be a reason, isn't there, Sam?
Yeah, but it might have been that Graham Potter just didn't fancy him.
Because there was no sniffs even when he was second choice that he was going to go right up to when he went. So for me, there's got to have been a fallout.
Yeah, when he went, nobody really knew about it, did they?
No, so I think there's a fallout, or Arsenal came in and Matt Ryan said to the manager, look, I'm going to be second choice, so it's a chance to be second choice for a club like Arsenal for a few months, so let me go.
And then see how it goes, and then?
I think it's more likely that Matt Ryan and Graham Potter had a bit of a fallout.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
Maybe it will come out in his book in the future when he's old and retired, and it will come out.
Because I think there's no way a dependable number one would just be allowed to leave like that.
No, and even if he was the number two from now on, he'd only been the number two for a few weeks, so there's no way he'd leave that quickly unless there'd been a fallout.
Yeah. Yeah, so back to my original point, I think that Brighton have got a well-balanced squad that do really well. You know, you got Lamptey, Ben White, Lewis Dunk,
Adam Webster.
Dan Burn also plays there very well. Adam Webster does well.
Neil Maupay.
Solly March.
Aaron Connolly.
You know, then it's like Basuma and Gross are fantastic, and Jahanbach is very good, and so they've got a team that probably couldn't do loads better than they are, but still.
So I
for
think
me,
Brighton could I think Brighton could do better than that, actually.
Yeah, no, that's my point. I think they could do better, but I also wouldn't be saying, oh yeah, I think they could be top half, but I think they could be like 13th, 14th.
I think that's fair
not
enough.
like,
Yeah.
not right down where they are.
Yeah, I think top 10 for Brighton eventually has to be their aim.
I think obviously eventually when they've got some good players like they have started to get now with the likes of Lallana and Lamptey and things like that. You've got to be looking higher each time.
Lallana hasn't played much though, has he?
Right, but
You're missing the point.
He's a Champions League. He's a Champions League and Premier League winner. Will he's been to World Cups with England. He's not
even if he doesn't play all the time, the influence he'll have on the players around him will be massive.
You're right. But he's becoming the veteran, isn't he, Lallana?
You were out of football when Lallana burst onto the scene at Southampton in the Premier League.
You're right.
He was phenomenal.
I did like him for Liverpool, and I did like him for England. He was a good player.
That entire Southampton team have gone on and had steady Premier League careers because they were all brilliant.
Yeah.
You could argue for a couple of years he was England's most technical, gifted player.
I'd agree. I think that the only exceptions to that might be, I don't know, Townsend was on the scene, wasn't he, and scoring 35-yarders every week.
Andros Townsend.
Yeah, and then you had like Sturridge was banging 25 goals a season up front with.
Did he play for Southampton? Did he?
No, I'm on about England.
Sorry.
For England.
Oh dear.
But no, I do. I just think, yeah, they've done well, but they should be doing a lot better, in my opinion. And I also think if they don't, I think this might be the last chance that Graham Potter will get to keep some of those better players, because I do think that Lewis Dunk should play higher up than he is. And so
I could see Maupay going to Villa or West Ham, I think. Yeah.
How about Basuma?
Basuma's brilliant. I think Basuma has the ability to go as far as Europa League, Champions League. I think he's
funnily enough. Oh, sorry to interrupt, boys.
Go on.
Funnily enough, he's actually been linked with Arsenal, actually.
No, I saw that, and I thought that'd be a great move for, obviously, Basuma himself and then Arsenal.
Basuma and Partey, imagine.
I think that'd be, like, you've got, like, your Danny Ceballos, who can do a bit of both in midfield.
I reckon he won't be there next. He'll be back to Real Madrid, possibly.
No, I think he'll go back to Real Madrid.
He's one of Arsenal's best midfielders.
To be fair, I think one of the things that Arsenal are missing in midfield that they need is Guendouzi, because he's gone to Germany and he's in brilliant form.
Yeah, for Hertha Berlin.
Then again, Guendouzi's midfield partner now is World Cup winner Sami Khedira, so I don't think I'd miss up the chance to play with a player like Sami Khedira.
Chelsea have won 1-0. It was very close. Barnsley had loads of chances at the end.
Barnsley can go home proud then.
I'm glad that they've given a good showing, because like whenever EFL on Quest is on, they're always one of my favourite teams to watch.
They look really disappointed. They had so many.
And I really like Valérien Ismaël. Yeah, he's an unknown. He's a French manager, but like his ethos, like the way that he recruits and stuff, still fits in with what Barnsley managers were doing years before him. So I quite like him.
You look very passionate. I like that.
I want to call him Solariak. He sounds like him.
I think that's racism.
Moving on.
The right word is xenophobia. It's xenophobia, but yeah, I understand what you mean. If like if you want my opinion, especially now, by the way, just to go off topic a little bit, because we are getting to the point where, you know, we're coming up to March now, the title race is getting really interesting. Watch EFL on Quest. I tell, you know, you sort of have a decent handle on the championship already, Sam, but so I trust you, but like, if I was going to give you any advice, I'd be like, watch the because the championship's brilliant.
It is a good league.
You know, go outside the Premier League, and I think the two best leagues to watch are the Premier League and the Bundesliga. Go outside of that, I'd say the championship, because it's brilliant.
Fair enough.
But then I'm looking forward to next season when I take you to watch some proper football, Sam.
True.
When we go down Gresty Road, have a couple of pints, and watch like a bunch of 6 foot like brick shit houses elbow each other in the face and not even get not even get a yellow card. That's the kind of thing you want to be seeing every Saturday.
They might be playing in the 2nd division yet. They've got an outside chance.
Yeah, you're right. But no, sorry, because I'm just realising that we went way off topic there. Yeah, for me, I like Graham Potter. I do. I think what he did with Östersunds is, you know, it's like the Swedish version of the Leicester story. You know, because they were.
He was there for like 8 years.
Yeah, they were in the 4th tier when he took over, and now they're in the top league, and they were in Europe and stuff. So he's made a brilliant job, and I do think that he could do a good job somewhere else, and blah blah blah. I don't think his career's over, but I do think he has the problem with young English managers that have a lot of pressure put on them, like he kind of did at the start, because obviously he did brilliantly with Swansea, and Steve Cooper's just come in and taken Swansea to the next level again by sticking to the same sort of ethos. You know, Bournemouth, Eddie Howe, all the stuff going on about him, and yet, like, we did talk about this the other week. We heard about him being Celtic manager. Yeah, it's a big job, but if I was Eddie Howe, I wouldn't really be happy with just winning every game in a league where there isn't.
No, but it'd do his profile good.
Oh, it would, because it sort of saved Brendan Rodgers' career, really, going to Celtic.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Celtic are a big club.
Oh yeah, they are a big club, but like, and then, that to sort of circle back to Burnley a little bit. Obviously, Eddie Howe got sacked. Jason Tindall came in, carried on the same sort of style, did well, but could have done better. And now, obviously, John Woodgate's come in, and I'd think it'll do him the world of good to beat Burnley.
I think he's the right man for the job for me. He's wooden. Woodgate.
I don't know, because I think the Middlesbrough team.
Boring that I won't feel inspired playing for him.
Middlesbrough team he had wasn't amazing.
No, but it wasn't the results. It was him. I didn't like him. No, I'm not saying I had anything against him, but he would just bore me to play.
To be fair, like, I've heard some stories about him. He is a bit of a dodgy bloke, but good that the points were shared, and doesn't harm Brighton or Burnley really, and it doesn't really harm the bottom 3 either. So
yeah, it's the best result we could have held.
Yeah, I agree. And then it also, sort of tightly interweaves with the next game, which is obviously the only one it was good for, considering they got a win, was Newcastle.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, is one of the shocks of this match week, because I didn't see that coming at all.
No, especially with 9 men.
Southampton are a wounded animal, and yeah, okay.
And I didn't see the win against Everton coming for Newcastle either.
No, but then again, Everton are doing well enough to stay where they are, but they are also quite inconsistent.
Yes.
I think Joe Willicks was a good story, didn't he? He scored, didn't he?
No, he assisted, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, he did score, didn't he? He scored after like 2 minutes or something like that.
16
Yeah,
minutes.
I like Willock a lot, and I think that it was only because they had the likes of Ceballos and Partey in midfield that he wasn't getting the opportunities. But I do think he's good enough to be in the Premier League, so it's good to see
Yeah,
him
I
play
don't
and
know
stuff.
enough about him yet. He needs to be playing. I think going to a club like Newcastle, which is a big club, and hopefully he will get to play in front of the fans. But he is an absolute massive club there. And if he can handle the pressure of playing for Newcastle, then he can definitely handle the pressure of playing for Arsenal. Because actually, playing for Newcastle is one of the most pressured situations, full St James's Park, you could have. So, if it gets
Yeah,
full, of course,
I
before the
mean the
end of
one
the
thing I
season.
want to say about Southampton, James Ward-Prowse did it again. Personally, I think this might be the best one of the lot for him.
Ooh.
Because
When
I
in
thought it was
the FA Cup,
no, his goal against Newcastle I thought was phenomenal.
Mm.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the highlights.
It was like a 30 yard free kick. It was
I'm
brilliant.
not surprised.
Classic James Ward-Prowse. I found it funny as well, just because I quite like sort of those little coincidences. The day before, or something like that, Miguel Almiron had come out and said that although he's 28 or whatever, he still wants to play for a Champions League club.
28 is not
New,
old.
Newcastle fans were sort of taking the piss a bit. Anyway, he comes and scores two, doesn't he? He scored two.
Yeah,
Um,
I like Almiron. I think he works really hard.
no, and I think he's one of those players that again, there was loads and loads of buzz about him when he joined Newcastle because he tore the MLS to shreds. And he
Took
showed
him
it,
some
but
time.
only in fits and starts.
But I have to say, you can never fault his work ethic. What I like about him. And that's what Newcastle. That's why after he got his first when he got his first goal for Newcastle, that's why he got such a reception because everybody knows how hard he works. And yeah, he looks like a dream professional to me. And as for Everton, well, yeah, a little bit inconsistent, but going well in the cup and the league. So yeah, outside top four, certainly battling.
I think they'll still. I don't know. There's something about them that just makes me think they will definitely get top six. But
While you're talking about Everton, we were on Newcastle v Southampton, aren't we?
that's right, we are. But I'm just agreeing with Sam's
Oh,
point.
right, okay.
Yeah, not great for Southampton, is it? Obviously, they beat Wolves tonight in the FA Cup, which I imagine is a good little confidence booster, but not great, especially when Newcastle were down to 9 men as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I was Hassan Hoodle, I'd be disappointed, but I don't think there's any sort of pressure on him, not yet, anyway.
No. I think Southampton. I think they'll be back up and running soon.
Yeah, and they look more like themselves tonight. I think the issue Southampton have got is they just don't have the quality in their squad. That when they get a few injuries, I mean, I think any team, if you lose a few players, you're going to miss them, but you've not got real quality to replace that first 12 or 13. Where you could say it's different for like Villa, who were on the same trajectory up to a few weeks ago as Southampton before they fell away, but they've got strength in depth for that area of the league, not for like battling for the top spot, but for that area where Southampton, if their first 13, 14 players get injured, they'll be in difficulty. But yes, I think they'll be back. They play with lots of energy. I'm sure that cup win, getting to the quarters will do them good. And yeah. And for Newcastle,
Good for Newcastle. I'm glad they got the win. As much as I always, whenever it's a Southampton game, I'm always like, yeah, I want Southampton to win.
I wanted Southampton to win.
I've always felt sorry for Steve Bruce. Now I don't think it'll ever stop where I don't feel sorry for him.
No, so in fact, have you seen what he said? He got he said he's not on social media, but his children said that he'd been given death threats.
No, I've seen that. Yeah, I saw the thing where he said that his children had told him he'd been getting death threats.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
And I just want to. I'm sorry to interrupt you, JLIWheels, but I just want to say this on behalf of everybody on Football Central, that we will not tolerate this behaviour. We stand,
absolutely not. Will might be a xenophobe, but we're not.
No. I do not stand. We do not stand with it at all.
We stand for a fair and just society, and I'm glad. If there's one positive that's come out of this from a sporting point of view, is that all the leagues have signed a letter. All the governing bodies,
to the social media companies, yeah.
Yeah, and that includes the Premier League and the EFL and everybody.
That's because, like, I don't know what it is, but recently, these last couple of weeks, the amount of racist abuse towards the black players has been.
It's because when players, for example, Twanzebe, so, for example.
No, but the thing is, giving it a reason almost makes it justifiable, and it isn't justifiable.
No. It's disgusting.
No, I know. No.
It's a
there's no place for racism.
They are not football fans. I don't care what people say. Those people that watch those games, do something like that, are not football fans, and they're not people that I want to be associated with.
No, and I completely agree. I think that.
Absolutely, yeah.
The thing is for us, Sam, is we're young enough to only kind of we're young enough to not remember the time where there was no computers and no internet and whatever, but we're also old enough to know what it was like before social media. In fact, I still very distinctly remember things like MySpace and Bebo.
Wow.
Do you remember your video player?
Oh yeah.
Where you put videos in?
I remember my mum always had this one VHS that she'd play, and it was a thing of Jack the Ripper. I remember having stuff on video, and I remember having things on video. The first time I ever watched Star Wars was on video.
Wow.
It was on VHS.
We used to go to our highlight up until we got surround sound at the age of when that came out. Our highlight used to be going to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I loved it in Blockbuster.
Every Saturday with a tub of ice cream and getting a film, because there was renting it for a week, because there was no Netflix or anything like that.
Blockbuster was great. Blockbuster was brilliant. This has
Blockbuster
never
was
even got rid of
amazing.
it.
But they just couldn't keep up with the times they got dated.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the point being is that, like, in some ways, social media now has taken the heat off, like, because I remember picking up the paper on the way to school, because the bus driver that I had would always have the paper, picking up the paper, and like Ashley Cole and Cheryl Cole being all over the back pages, and Colleen Rooney and Wayne Rooney, the granny shagger, and all this all over
Wow.
You know, I remember all that. So in some ways, and that was a lot more, like, there were more people picking up newspapers at that point, because of where we were in society, than there probably were that would be on social media looking at sports channels now. So in some ways it's taken away from it, but in other ways it's also magnified it by 100.
The thing is,
If that makes sense.
people would pick up the paper, and then after a week or after you'd read it, you'd throw that paper away.
Yes.
And it'd be forgotten. Where now, it's like there 24/7.
And as much I really am behind racism being more closely monitored and stuff. I really am, but in some ways it really angers me, because it shouldn't have had to have taken Black Lives Matter and all that, and for all this to happen. I'm not saying it's nothing to do with me or Will or Sam. We're whiter than white. It doesn't personally affect us, but
it does though, in some ways, because we know people who are
but in terms of like because of the physical situation we're in, as we've alluded to on this show a lot of times, we can resonate with the black communities and stuff. But I also think in some ways that there's still quite a gap between them and us, the stuff that even we can't understand. So in which case, like, I find it upsetting and appalling, because we can empathise, and also we do know, obviously, as everybody does, we have friends that are black, and we know black people who are brilliant. And a lot, it's funny, because a lot of black people that I know are really, really, really nice blokes. And, there's just no need for any of it.
We're all human. We're all one human race.
We're all made out of the same stuff.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We have gone very deep here.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you know what? I think that when we have these kinds of conversations, I think that it is neat. I think it's necessary, because I think
if any of you have experienced any of this, please don't feel like you have to suffer in silence.
I think it's massively important to show, solidarity. That's why we've had discussions about racism, why we've had discussions about mental health, why we've talked about all different sorts of things, because not quite to the degree of we've been racially abused or whatever. We do understand, because we get stuff said to us. We get treated differently because of the situations we're in, so we do understand. So it is important to always show solidarity wherever we can, and changing opinions is important.
And even if we don't understand something, or when I say don't understand, I mean the history of things, then it's important to go and research you know, things, and for different generations who've known different times to keep up with the modern times and research
Yeah,
things.
and
So,
that's the thing is I my belief is that like the generation that we are, and for the most part, the generation before us, our parents and stuff, they're of the age where, even like us being younger, there used to be stuff that was said on TV shows even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, about black people that you just couldn't get away with now, and fair enough, even if it's said in jest. And that's what I'm saying is like our generation, the generation before us, will have always been surrounded by racism and knew it happened, but would challenge it because and then you took, like, if you go to like the generation before them, which is our grandparents, like they lived through racism and like while all the civil rights movements and stuff was going on. So in that sense, I do feel quite lucky because the society we live in now is evolving, but also because of that, that's what makes comments like these made towards players and things like that, or anybody in
human
general. That's
beings,
what makes it so abhorrent.
human beings made towards human beings. That's what we forget. Human beings. In all, I know this isn't just a sports issue; it's a society and a cultural issue. So, this
Major.
needs to be stamped out, and it's gonna take time. But things need to be done, and people of prominence, i.e., Facebook, Twitter, places like that, platforms need to do things about it.
And that is why I have so much respect for Marcus Rashford, because I think you've got people like, there are social media and social media celebrities, and also actual proper celebrities. Because I think if you're a social media celebrity, you're not really a celebrity, are you? That's the way I've always seen it.
No.
And even then, nowadays that's probably quite an old-fashioned viewpoint.
Yes.
But that's just because, like, to me, like, I remember, like, in the early 2010s when the likes of PewDiePie and KSI were starting to go mainstream, and like, you see, like, you can see KSI on the Great British Bake Off, and I see him as a celebrity because he's had top 10 singles, and but other ones that are just like influencers that post something on Instagram, that's not celebrity. But yeah, like, when you have a voice, you use it for good, I think. Like, we might not have many subscribers on this channel, but it's our duty, I feel, to be fair and honest and open and respectful,
And to
and
talk about difficult
that's why we do the things we do.
situations.
Well,
And to, because let's be honest, we all wish that we didn't have to talk about this because we wish it wasn't an issue. But the
no,
fact of the
that's the
matter,
thing.
the fact of
I
the matter is, it is an issue, so it needs to be put out there.
and I agree with that, because nobody in their right mind wants to sit here and talk about something that we've been talking about for nearly 60 years now. Like, because it's like so much more should be done, and it's just not. So, in which case, that is what angers me. The only thing that angers me about all this. I know there was all that crap about taking the knee or not to take the knee. Take the knee. For God's sake, what does it do? What if it doesn't change your opinion? Fine, But I would rather be seen to support the black community and people I know and friends and, you know, stuff like that than not. Because you just come across as ignorant.
Couldn't
And
agree more.
that's the problem, is ignorance is the problem with this society. For far too long, let's just ignore the problem. It'll go away. Oh, let's normalize it by making jokes about it. Whether it's if you're black, you're disabled, you're gay, you're transgender, you're from a different country. Who cares? Like, that sort of thing in this world right now, when we're so open and so honest that we've got non-binary people and what have you, gay people playing sports professionally and you know, black football managers, which is like a really rare thing, and you know, in this society, especially within sport, which is such a communal thing, it just shouldn't happen at all.
Agree.
Mm.
And I guess that's why they call me the equality and diversity person at work. Eh?
Ooh.
Very.
So that was a pretty serious rant.
It wasn't a rant, they were all good points. Brilliant
Yeah.
points, actually. So, very well said, and yes, for people that are suffering out there for whatever reason from what other people have said or done, we hear you. Shall we get back onto the football?
Yes. Right. So, ready to move on to Fulham and West Ham, boys?
Yeah.
Okay. 0-0 this one, and a red card in the 97th minute.
This was really weird. I watched that because
Thomas Souček.
Yeah, because I watched it because he got sent.
Oh, you were raging about that.
He got sent off when I know I did have a run the other day, but he got sent off when West Ham had a free kick.
We thought Sam had lost the plot.
Oh, don't know was in the chat.
When West Ham, I don't know when West Ham.
I don't know whether he still is, but he was.
Oh, I don't know.
You missed that one, Will. How long ago was that?
I don't know.
Nearly 15 minutes ago.
Oh.
Shocking.
Well, if you're still there, don't know. Hi. How you doing?
I don't know. Hope you're alright, buddy, and you're keeping safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So just to re-emphasize, I think that I mean the sending off. So West Ham had a free kick. They went to take the free kick, and Souček appears to move his arm and catch Mitrovic lightly with his elbow. But there's no, I mean, yeah, all right, he's moved his arm a little bit as the ball's about to be played in towards him from the free kick. But it's no way is it sending off. It's a yellow card at best, and I think that's my point has been justified by the overturned decision.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen it, and I agree as well.
You didn't agree at the time.
Yeah, because you know, having not seen it's fair enough, but I was also going very much on what you were saying.
And what I was saying was right.
Because you said, in your eyes, it looked like he led with his elbow. So that's what
Well, he did lead with it, but it wasn't. It didn't really catch him, did he? And to be fair.
Douglas said yes. I'm still here. Just put this on the background as I something Instagram influencers.
Play me that well. Now you're gonna get me reading through the right. As he something instant. As he pre some. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea, but good, good.
Maybe it means maybe it means that he helps them out. Maybe that's what that means.
Oh right, okay.
But yes, hi. Don't know. How are you? Not the best result for Arsenal, I know, but you know, can't win them all, and it is what it is.
And you know, don't know it's at least you won't be playing Championship football next year. At least we know that now.
Yeah.
You'll be back up and running when Aubameyang's back in the team and Pablo Mari is fully back from injury and Leno's back. So yeah, I think.
What do you think of the youngsters? Don't know, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli when he's fit.
I really, really like Saka.
That was a bit ominous. Oh, I really like Saka.
Oh, well, I think he's fantastic. And Smith Rowe as well. I think he's absolutely fantastic as well.
Yeah, Saka sort of speaks for himself, doesn't he? But Smith Rowe is like, you know, sort of burst onto the scene a little bit, and he is very good.
Yeah.
And obviously Martinelli, we've all got high opinions of him, but
I want to see him playing more. I do, Martinelli.
Well, he's been injured.
Yeah, I know.
Just like Ben.
Yeah.
Still feeling that hammy, everyone, but yeah, he should be back.
Speaking of Ben, I've not spoken to him in ages.
Yeah, I might message him actually. Hiya Ben, if you're watching, mate. Miss you.
Absolutely, mate. It'd be good to have you back on the show, and yeah, maybe I'll give you a ring tomorrow.
You can replace Will.
Yeah, please replace Will.
Anyway, so where were we up to?
West Ham.
And Fulham.
So yeah, Mitrovic. I mean, he went down as if he'd been shot. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous play acting. I've seen some acting in my time, but that has to just take the biscuit. I mean,
could you have sold that? You're a very good actor. Could you have sold that as well as he did?
I just think I probably could, but I'm just flabbergasted. I mean, football's gone so soft. I mean, if he actually caught him, fair enough, but for starters, if somebody caught you properly, you wouldn't go down like that. He went down in like stages. Oh, I'm going, I'm down. You know, it was like falling. It was like in slow motion. Oh, ref, he hit me.
Yeah, but they do all. To be fair, they all kind of go down a bit like that nowadays, don't they? Like really slowly.
No, not if they're really hurt.
Yeah, unless they've been absolutely polaxed. Yeah, if they've been.
Right. So Dugno said our youngins are very good. Shea Marteta plays Willian in front of. I'm guessing instead of Martinelli, and it says pre equals creep.
Hang on.
I'm confused.
We're not up on internet slang, so
certainly not me. I'm a retro guy.
Ah, right. So you're like, I don't know. I'm gonna go off thing and say it. So you're looking at people's Instagram accounts. That's what I'm gonna go for.
I haven't got a clue. I really haven't.
I'm gonna go for that, and if it's incorrect, then well. Yeah, well, it's really not worked out for Willian, has it? And I actually thought that was one of the better deals in the summer window.
Yeah, I thought
I
he was going to be a great signing for Arsenal.
I still think he might come good. He's not been a quality player for as long as Willian has to just.
No, and that's the exact same
He's
thing
getting
I said
old
to Will
though, Sam.
the other day. Yeah, but age doesn't
Everybody's
mean
old
anything.
in your opinion. You have to have half a bad season and they're a write-off.
Exactly, like whenever we say to you, how old are we? You put like 3 or 4 years on.
Oh.
Do you remember when we were talking the other day, the other month, and it was before my last birthday, and you said I was 4 years older than I actually am?
Oh, sorry. I don't remember that.
Yeah, because
I do.
we were talking, and you said you were asked who do you think is the oldest of all of us, and you said me, and I said to you, how old am I? And you said 25.
I don't remember
And
that at all.
And I'm nowhere near 25.
Right.
And then, because then, I asked you how old you thought one of our other friends was, and you said 23. And he's also nowhere near 23 either, because he's older than I am.
Oh. I don't have any recollection of that at all.
How old am I, Will?
Oh, go on.
No. We can't say on this show. No, personal, too personal. Got to stop you there.
Again, it's not personal.
No,
What did we say
it
last
is.
time? You can't find anything out from somebody's age.
If you don't know who they are.
No, not while I'm here, I'm afraid.
But you let us get away with it last time.
I can't. What did you say it last time? Did you?
Yeah, because I turned around and said that
God's sake.
I turned around and said Sam had turned the age that he's just turned, and you were like, "Oh no, you can't say that."
I can't
And
remember
then
that.
I said the exact same thing to you that I'm just about to say now, which is you can't find, if you don't know anything about the person other than how old they are, you can't find anything
Oh, okay,
out.
Doug No said that's not personal.
Yeah, too right. Thank you, Don't Know.
Yeah, if you don't know, if you start giving out the address details.
How old was Sir Bruce Forsyth? Well, that's fair enough because he's passed away. Sir Bruce Forsyth, I think he was 88 or something. Yeah, 88 when he passed away. I was watching him today, actually.
Go on, how old Sam?
Okay, 24.
Oh, jeez.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
I turned 22 last week.
Oh, right, okay. So I'm not the best at remembering people's birthdays.
Although you do look quite old, Sam.
Thank you.
Sam hasn't changed a bit. Or face or voice or anything.
Thank you.
So Sam
Your
must
voice
be
has
bathing
changed
in
a
the
little.
fountain of youth.
I remember because Sam is the oldest one of all of us, for anybody who doesn't know. Only by 2 months older than Alex, 3 months older than another one of our friends, and 7 months older than me. But I remember we came back from a summer break. Must have been year 9. So you were about 13 or 14.
14.
And we all had quite squeaky voices. when we were younger. Most specifically, I can remember out of the four of us that were, which is obviously me and you and our other friend Ashley that's been mentioned on the channel a few times.
Doug No said 22. I thought he was old enough to be in The Wind in the Willows. Hey?
To be fair,
Wind in the Willows is a great film.
I'm confused though. Wind in the Willows is about animals. I don't
know. I did do a play of Wind in the Willows in college because I'm doing performing arts. So.
The wind in the willows are calling to me.
So I played the magistrate. So you know, I do act older than I am.
Yeah, even though you look like Mr. Toad.
Wind in the willows.
Go on. What were you gonna say about when we came back from summer?
So yeah, I always remember out of there was 5 of us that have all pretty much stuck together throughout school, and we're always pretty much in the same class. Myself, Sam, our friend Ashley that we mentioned a few times, and friend of the show that's done a couple of videos with Will, Ben Moss. Now the oldest of that 5 was Ben Moss, but the one I distinctly remember's voice breaking was Sam's, because me and Sam had really high-pitched voices. And then Sam came in with like this really, really pitchy voice, like he just kept going all over the place, which he still does a little bit now.
Thanks.
I feel like one day we should. Well, this is why we were on about. Yeah. I always tell the best stories. I feel like, you know, obviously there have been some discussions between the original 4 of us, which is obviously myself,
the Fab Four,
myself and Sam and Gracie21, and also our friend Ashley, like I said, that we mentioned a few times, to do like a little solo project of our own, but obviously with COVID, it's kind of dead in the water at the moment. But I would really enjoy. Yeah, I was just gonna say I would really enjoy to go through all the memories that we have, because we've had some crackers, I think.
I could just imagine you guys sitting at a pub table, just reminiscing, drinking, eating.
I've got, you know, like in our first couple of productions at school, like Christmas productions, you were allowed to take videos. The parents were when we were small.
Yes, yeah, I've got them as well.
There was no obviously like policy, but I've got a video, and on this video is all the buzz in one of our first plays.
Doug No saying, have you boys got Insta? I do, but I don't post anything really on there.
I've got Insta. You can follow me if you want to. Let me just have a look what my Instagram is.
Do you have Instagram, Sam?
I don't have Instagram, but I do have Facebook. So yeah, if you just I will feel free. If you do find JLIWheels, feel free to add me on Facebook too.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna
follow you. You mean?
I'll put my
No, well, he'd add me on Facebook, wouldn't he?
No. There's a difference, because he can just follow you, or he can become friends with you.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, whatever.
There is a difference.
You feel most comfortable, mate. But yeah.
No, check out.
I'm gonna have a look.
Check out what?
Oh, it's
put his Instagram handle in the chat.
That's an interesting name. It sounds a bit Italian, sort of.
Hey. Shall I have a discussion in Italian?
There'd
No.
be only you
I
doing
think
it.
we should get on to the next game.
Yes,
I
yes.
think
Sorry,
we
yes.
also
Oh
should too.
God, yeah.
Because I've got to be up at 8:15 tomorrow. So.
You haven't, have you? Flaming heck.
Oh my gosh, crew train stations on the Granada Report.
Way!
Yeah, it's
Oh
'cause
well,
of,
actually no, that's probably not good.
because of HS2.
Oh no, no. I was like, I'm sure I know that station. I was like, oh my goodness, crew.
Okay, I'm absolutely certain that this isn't You Don't Know.
Oh God.
Because that is it's some Australian girl. She looks lovely.
Oh Jesus! Right, I think we better get back to the football before this gets out of control.
It's not getting out of control. We're just trying to find Don't Know, Will.
We're going down a different route. That's all we're doing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Where were we even up to with the football? I know because looking forward to talking about this one.
Oh, mind you, there's not much
Man
to say
United
about Fulham
3.
and West Ham apart from the red card, really.
No, there actually wasn't. It was a crap game.
So we
We're
might
on
as well
to
just
Man United.
skip that, really.
Man United 3, Everton 3. Oh, he never said it was him.
No,
He just said
I
check her
watched
out.
this game.
Yeah, she.
I watched it as well.
Just to close the door on this conversation. Don't know. She is a very nice looking lady. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I never said it was me. I just said check her out.
She's all right.
Oh, okay.
Lovely.
Oh God,
Yeah.
it's getting
Man United
wild.
3, Everton 3. Goals from Cavani, Fernandes, and McTominay for United, and Decore, Rodriguez, and Calvert-Lewin for Everton.
Disgraceful that they couldn't hold
Can
on.
I kick us? Hang on. Can I kick us off on this?
Sorry, yes.
Absolutely, you can, sir.
So I watched the game, as I'm sure Mr. TubeMix did.
I
if
did.
he wasn't
I did watch
staring-
the game.
If he
Yep.
wasn't staring at his cat.
No, because it was a good game. It was a good game.
Anyway.
Good game.
So, Man United went 2-0 up. A couple of great goals, especially from Bruno Fernandes, a lovely curling effort into the top corner. What a beautiful guided effort it was. And we were 2-0 up at half time. And Everton weren't playing great. And I've got a friend who's an Everton fan. And I was messaging backwards and forwards. And I quite like Everton, but obviously with them playing United, I wanted United to win. Being a United fan, but I have to say that is the best first half of football we have played all season, and I'm not exaggerating.
No, it's true. I mean, even in the
hang on, the wing. I'm not finished yet. No.
Oh, sorry.
The wing play was brilliant. Rashford looked alive, really alive and alert. The midfield, looked composed. We were passing the ball around. Everton could get near us. We were passing from side to side. It was nice because we weren't just on the counter attack all the time, and we actually controlled the game. And that is the best first half of football we have played. And to be 2-0 up at home against Everton, excellent. Now I expected a response from Everton. Of course I did, and maybe a goal from Everton to get back in the match, but we just didn't control the game, and we let them back. We let Everton back in the match through some sloppy play and just sitting off them. But it wasn't the fact we sat off because we were still playing some good football. But we were just absolutely very naive and didn't control the game properly, let them get the goal back, and then they got their tails up. And it reminded me very much of when a few years ago we were chasing City down for the title, and we played Everton in 2012, that led to that Aguero moment. But in the build-up to that, we played a game against Everton at Old Trafford where if we'd have won, we probably would have won the league in the end. But to be quite honest, we bottled it. It finished 4-4. Pienaar, I think, scored in the last minute, and we were 3-1.
He was a great player.
We were 3-1 up in that game as well. So a terrible letting our guards slip there, and the same again today, and that's why we won't be champions. Because in games like that, when you're 2-0 up at half time against a very good team, you have to keep your nerve, and not only being 2-0 up, but also 3-2 up. And 3-2 up and playing well again. All right, you let a 2-goal lead slip, but we were back on the front foot. We got 3-2 up, and then to concede in the last second, I don't even blame Tronzabi for giving the free away. The defenders should have been more alert as the ball came in and weren't. And it was just naive, and that's why we won't win the league, I'm afraid. We're nowhere near winning the league.
Yeah. Still, I must say, I'm at the point now where, I've seen United play a few times now, and they're still playing poorly most games, but they, in all fairness to them, they get the results and they have done well. So, I mean, what can you say?
I thought it was absolutely disgraceful that they conceded. I was very angry with them.
You know what though, Will? I was more angry at them conceding the 2 goals to let them back in it than the 3-3. Because we should have never put ourselves in that position where there was only one goal.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
And yet we played quite well. I came away going disappointed, but actually we played quite well. But you can't be making those errors if you want to win a title or a trophy, which is partly the reason why we've lost 3 out of 3 semi-finals with Ollie. I'm not saying it's all Ollie's fault, and he has progressed the team if you look at where we are in the stable. But
they're 3.
But yeah, we've got a long way to go.
In my opinion, they're 2 or 3 signings away. They're getting closer, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, we might be getting closer in position, but we're not in reality. I think we need another centre half that is well documented. We need another left winger, because I think Rashford, whilst he can play on the left,
right winger, I'd agree. Not left winger.
I think you could do with one of each, to be fair. Maybe depending on how Williams does in his progression, maybe another right back.
But then Dallo, if he comes back from loan, he might get another chance. So
True.
If I was Dallo, I might stay in Milan.
Well, no, I think he still wants to prove himself as a United player, so...
Do you know him, do you?
What's that?
I said, do you know him, do you?
No, but he said in an interview he still feels he'd want to, have another chance at United.
I think with Wan-Bissaka still not the finished article, obviously, because he's so young. There is the chance for Dallo still to challenge him, for sure.
Yes.
But I know you, Sam, for example, are a big fan of the Spider, as they call him.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's a complete player. I just think defensively...
I'm not sure about
attacking,
Wan-Bissaka.
Yes, his attacking play could be better, but defensively, one-on-one is brilliant, and that's what he's in the team for. Yes, his attacking play lets him down, and as a modern fullback, you need to be able to attack. But as a defensive-minded player myself, and as that's first and foremost what you're brought to do, even though people might disagree, I just think his one-on-one defending and the way players can skip past him, and then he gets his long limbs comes out and he wraps his foot around the ball. I
do agree that I think he's a brilliant one-on-one defender, and again, somebody with the pace like he's got is obviously an asset to a team, of course, but so it's one of them for me.
I think I'd be more worried about if he couldn't defend than attack, because he can work on his attacking game. You can work on that in training, because it doesn't need to be outstanding. It just needs to be sufficient enough that when he gets into those positions, he takes his time and makes the right decisions. If he couldn't defend properly, like Marcus Alonso, then I'd be worried. Because that's his job. Sorry to have a dig at Marcus Alonso there, and I know he's got in a bit under Tuchel, but he always seems to get in for a bit and then let himself go. Yeah. Anything else? Right game, well.
No. I think we've said all that we need to, I think, so.
Good resilience from Everton. Whatever you say about United's downfalls, good resilience. 2-0 down, 3-2 down.
Oh, yes, definitely.
For all United's failings, Everton, good on them for showing a bit of Merseyside spirit.
Yes, absolutely. Right. So, so you ready to move on then?
Yeah, you still there, JLIWheels? Hello?
Oh.
No. Okay.
Still there, JLIWheels? Or you gone? Oh, he's back, I think. Oh, is he?
Carry on, Mo.
Okay, yeah, let's continue on. So, okay, and the game after that, I think that was the final game of the week. Oh god, we still got a lot to do actually. It was on the Saturday. Sorry, that's what I meant. Sorry, on the Saturday. Right. Okay, we move on to Sunday, the 7th of February now, and it's finished Tottenham Hotspur 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. The usual suspects: Harry Kane in the 54th minute, assisted by Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, and Son Heung-min in the 58th minute, assisted by Lucas Moura. So, Sam, what did you think of the game?
I've not seen the highlights for this one, but Tottenham back to winning ways. The dynamic duo of Kane and Son again.
They are so good, aren't they? Together.
Højbjerg, I love saying his name with a French. I think he's French with a.
He sounds French, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is French.
Højbjerg, I love saying it like that. So he's been an excellent signing. I wasn't too sure about Højbjerg, but I have to say, he's growing on me. And as for Kane and Son, well, if you've got them in your team, you can win any game of football. Whoever you are and how poorly you play, if you've got them in your team, you've always got a chance. And I think the way that Tottenham are playing, where hitting them on the break, you use Kane's skill dropping deep and just looking for Son's runs in behind, which suits them. When the only thing is with Tottenham, are a bit like Man United, they only have one way of playing now on the counter attack, and that's a bit of an issue. Particularly when they get teams that sit deep and defend. But yeah, back to winning ways, a bit of pressure on Mourinho at the minute, quite rightly. Particularly with the selections he has at his disposal. One of them's well documented, as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You back, JLIWheels? Oh. Right. No. But, yeah. So, yeah. So, a bit of pressure on Mourinho, Tottenham back.
I am here, yeah, sorry. I am here, it just got a bit noisy in my house, so. It kind of still is, so, I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, right, okay.
Tottenham back to winning ways, but too inconsistent for me. West Brom, need to start picking up results because, as has been well documented, that bottom three is getting caught adrift, even though they're getting closer to each other. So, Jose Mourinho's a man under pressure, and Sam Allardyce might well do his escape act again. I think it's good to see Sam back.
So I'm gonna stay quiet on that.
I think he has.
It is good to have him back. It's good to have him back. Don't listen to Will.
He has a bit of character.
Yeah, and he's old school, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, ready to move on towards the Leicester boys.
Will a sign for his 21st birthday. I'm going to make Will a sign that says, I love Sam Allardyce. I could even get you a Sam Allardyce hat if you want, Will.
No, thank you.
Or a shirt.
A signed picture.
No, thank you.
How about a shirt with Sam's face on the front of it? There
Yeah,
you are.
a shirt with Big Sam on the back.
No, thank you.
Find out what number he played at centre back for Bolton and then put that on the back of his shirt. Oh, in fact, they didn't have shirt numbers back when he was a footballer, did they, Sam?
No.
No, I don't think so. Right.
Right, ready to move on.
I'm going to get you a thing that says I love Big Sam.
No, thank you, boys. Thank you for the offer. Right, let's move
Get you
on.
a mug. I could get you a mug or a
Yeah.
pillow. Or a pillow with Sam's face on it.
Sam's face.
So,
Yeah.
so some bedding. So every time you go to bed, you just look at Sam. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, moving on.
Yeah.
So, it finished.
I've got a great idea.
Oh, God.
You're gonna have good birthday presents from us this year.
Right. It finished Wolves 0, Leicester City 0. And yeah, I don't think there's too much to say really.
I didn't see this game, I have to admit.
No, I was working, so.
Okay, and yeah, of course I didn't. So, seeing as we,
But your favourite team struggling at the minute, lost tonight, and not playing great. I mean, I know Leicester are one of your favourite teams.
yeah, both of them are one of my favourite teams. Leicester.
But I mean, Wolves for you. I mean, all this talk of Nuno being under pressure is ridiculous for me. But there's no denying.
Is it though? Is it though?
Yeah, it is completely.
I think give him till the end of the season. If results don't pick up, then okay, maybe.
I can't believe we're having this conversation. I mean, it's just ludicrous. After what he's done.
No, I'm being fair. I'm give him till the end of the season. If results don't improve, then they can make a change.
Ludicrous. After what he's done, be careful what you wish for. That's what I say. I mean, yeah, we're right. The best in season, but flipping out, all football fans really got that much of a short memory. I think we forget. Here's a good point. I think we forget that Wolves last season, not this season, started in July 2019 and finished in August 2020, in September of this year.
But that's with every team.
No, because they had to play Europa League qualifiers the year before. So they've not really had a rest, and they look a bit burnt out. I'm not surprised. So I think you two are being very harsh.
No. I'm being fair.
Don't get me wrong. I like Nuno.
I like Nuno.
In the modern football world, I think it's.
Give him till the end of the season. If he doesn't deliver, then they should make a change.
Yeah, but why just because somebody doesn't deliver for half the season because he didn't get in the top half of the table after taking him to Europe and not having a rest in the last 2 seasons and no pre-season, should he then be that? Exactly.
No, because I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying is that football fans do have shorter memories than we do.
Yeah, but you're at a club that you support a club that sacks the managers every week.
Yeah, I'm at a club that sacks the managers every week. Yeah, but mostly unfairly. Frank didn't deserve to go.
So why do you support him then?
Frank didn't deserve to go, neither did Antonio.
I don't think
when Thomas Tuchel goes as well.
Actually, Conte.
We'll be having the same conversation.
Conte brought it on. Conte brought it on himself by telling Diego Costa by text, "You never tell a player by text that they're not in their plans."
I have, yeah.
I have no sympathy for Conte. He brought it on himself.
No, I disagree. I think that a lot of players have issues handling managers. A lot of managers have problems handling players.
I think it's more the agents they have issues with.
I think that you can't have the problem is, and it was the same for Ancelotti. Ancelotti had a record-breaking season with Chelsea and then just didn't follow it up the season after. And Conte the same. Chelsea were top from August all the way through to... Oh, fucking hell, I just nearly dropped something. They won something like 13 in it.
They were.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Mourinho season, sorry, but again, it was another one of those seasons where under Conte we broke records and then we just weren't the same again. But the thing is, you can't expect every season. But with somebody like Russian billionaire Mr. Roman Abramovich, who can pretty much pay his way into anything he wants.
He
Don't get
doesn't
me
have the
wrong.
word patience in his dictionary, I don't think.
I can't disagree.
Anyway, let's move on.
So talk of Nuno being sacked is an insult, in my opinion, but everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Well, I think I'm being fair. Give him till the end of the season, and then if he doesn't deliver, then maybe make a change.
I'm just gonna shove my head in a bucket.
Jesus,
Right.
Sam, that's quite over the top.
No, honestly, that's how I feel sometimes.
No, but football's getting more and more fickle, I think, which is not, it's not okay.
No, it's not okay. It's wrong.
Anyway, ready to move on,
I
boys?
would be a fair owner. I would. I made tough decisions when you needed to be, but I'd be a fair owner. Unless somebody stepped out of line of the code of conduct. What's so funny about that?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
You just laugh at it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I can tell we're getting near the end. What's the next game?
Oh, we're nowhere near the bloody end, that's the problem.
No.
We are.
No, we are, because Monday.
I'm excited about this one. Man City versus Liverpool.
I didn't watch it, so
I listened to it on. Oh, no, I did watch it actually, yeah.
Right. Biggest game of the weekend, and neither of you watched it.
No, I did
fuck
watch
me.
it. I did watch it. Sorry. Yeah.
So
why would I want to watch that rubbish?
Allison had a mare.
Oh, listen.
He had brain freeze, I think. 'cause he
I
was a
think
good
we can
player.
all agree Allison had a dreadful game.
He had a dreadful
And that's-
half, not
That's
the overall
probably,
dreadful
that
game.
probably is what allowed City to win. That being said, I think Ilkay Gundogan's in the form of his life, and I'm so glad because I've liked him ever since he was a Dortmund.
He redeemed himself. He did because he conceded a penalty.
And you mean he missed it? He missed the penalty.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Whoops. Sorry.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, definitely. We are definitely getting towards the end. In usual Will fashion, we always start to tail off. I said it earlier on, and I've said it to you guys before, and I'd like to think that we're all in agreement now that it is City's to lose.
I wouldn't like to predict anything. I was saying Chelsea, but then after all the season, no, I'm not going to say it.
Lose, but it wouldn't surprise you if something else happened. I think City are in the driving seat now, and they look ominous. And I'll tell you why they look ominous. Because they're hardly conceding goals. And if you don't concede goals, and you score even low percentages, you'll win football match.
The thing about City is, you watch the quality of their play compared to everybody else in the league, and it's frightening.
No, I disagree. I disagree with on a player thing because I think Liverpool have shown they've got the players, but they're just going through a real dip, and as City did last season. It's that thing you say, George, to retain the Premier League is so hard for anybody because it's so relentless.
Yeah.
I know City did it a couple of years ago, but look at what it took out of them. Liverpool have been right up there for the last uh, 2 seasons before this one.
You
And
know, you're looking
I've
at it, and you're looking at
put
like
so much
the
energy
teams.
into it. Go on.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say the teams that have done it actually retained it. There's only three:
United,
Chelsea,
I've got it. United and
Chel
City.
yeah, Chelsea, United, and City. And United at that time were the best in the world, let alone the best in the league. City at
Well,
their
I
time
don't know about
were
the world because we didn't win the Champions League, you know.
City in their time were definitely the best in the world, and Chelsea,
Didn't win
you
the
know,
Champions League, so I'm not sure about
Chelsea were definitely up there. Uh,
that. Did win the
um,
Champions League, but did it when they weren't in the best of form.
and I'm I don't know that there is something that tells me City will win it, but I'm not saying by any stretch it's going to be easy. I still think there's quite a bit to go for them yet in terms of stuff that's going to happen.
It's one of those seasons, but yeah, Allison. I mean, everybody has a bad game, but I think he just, I don't know, forgot where he was.
It
He
was just
didn't
the
look
fact as
well
well
though,
that
did he?
it was two very similar, it was two very similar sort of goals to concede.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you, we're on about number one and number two goalkeepers. Edison must get so cheesed off being as good a keeper as he is, not not having the number one.
To be fair, I agree. I think why not let Edison be number one? Because actually,
No,
when you think about it, despite Liverpool doing as well as they've done, Edison is actually the more consistent goalie in terms of
no,
performance.
No, I
I'm not
disagree.
saying that. I'm
I'm
not
not saying
saying
let
that.
him. I'm not saying let him be number one permanently, but give him more of a chance than he gets.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general. Like, you could argue that Edison and Allison are on a par, and how difficult that must be to be a number two when you're that good. You know, for any other country in the world, including his own country, if he didn't have Allison or Allison didn't have Edison, they'd be a clear number one. And it's just unbelievable to have two keepers like
Yeah,
that.
and
Liverpool have got some soul searching to do, but Jurgen Klopp's not under any pressure.
I think it's another one like you with Nuno. I think when you look at Nuno, logically he shouldn't be under any pressure, but I imagine there is quite a bit on him just because of the way football is now. That being said, like if City don't win the league and people are going about Jurgen Klopp going, then people do really need to sort of sort themselves out
You
because
mean
that's
it's
ridiculous.
Liverpool?
Yeah. I don't. What did I say?
City.
Oh, yeah. And similar because there was that same exact pressure on Klopp at the start of the season to just sort of they weren't being brilliant all the time, but you can't be brilliant every single game, even when you're winning titles
Even
and
Messi and
smashing records.
Ronaldo,
Yeah,
even Messi and Ronaldo aren't brilliant every game. They're just better than most.
they're good at doing what they do, and that's it. That's all you can ask for. They're consistently right at the top of the game, but being
And
consistently right at the
Liverpool
top of
and
his
City
game,
are, but when they have a dip, because they've been so incredible. People get on the high horse. Something.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying fans of those clubs do, because I think they understand. But from the people outside, it's like like the journalists and fans of other clubs. Oh, it's a catastrophe. You gotta remember, City, I think it was won the league in 1931, the old First Division, and then got relegated in 1930. So won the league and finished second from bottom of the net. Yeah. But I think they still won a cup, so they played in Europe as a championship side.
Yeah. Can you name me the last team to do that in this country?
To play in a cup as a European Cup and be
To play in Europe as a championship side.
Wigan.
Well done.
For winning the FA Cup but getting relegated.
Correct.
Ben Watson in the 89th minute.
Certainly was.
From a corner. Wigan played City off the park that day.
Boys, are you ready to move on to the next game?
Yes. I'm ready, Boris.
I'm ready if you are.
Go for it, Boris. Go.
Come on, Will.
Right, so it finished Chelsea 2, Sheffield United 1.
Did it?
Oh, come on, boys. I'm not whispering. You must be able to hear me.
You are whispering.
I'm not whispering.
I can hear you. Carry on.
I can hear you too.
So, Sheffield United did get a goal, but it wasn't entirely deserved because it was an own goal by Antonio Rudiger.
Hang on, own goals doesn't mean it's not deserved.
Own goals can come from pressure from the opposition.
You're right.
Oh, should I actually hand over to you boys for the rest of the show?
No, why?
Because he's doing the whispering.
No, I'm joking, Will. Carry on.
Okay. Right. So.
You don't get to bail out.
Yes. Stop trying to shift the...
It's your show.
So, finished Sheffield United 1, Chelsea 2. Rudiger with an own goal in the 55th minute. And then for Chelsea, Mason Mount in the 43rd minute, assisted by Timo Werner. And Jorginho to get a penalty in the 58th minute to finish things off. So what did you lads think of the game?
Well, I actually watched this game. And
I didn't, so...
No, lads, you could talk normally because I won't get told off.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But I quite like talking like this, to be honest.
No. Unless.
Can I do the rest of my show in my Australian accent?
No.
Yeah, go
yes.
on.
Right, now I'm doing it. Come on, Sam, you as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
No,
then, Will. I
I'll
actually didn't
just
see this
ignore
game,
you.
to be honest with you, but I think Sam did, so I'll pass it over to him if that's okay.
Yeah, so I watched the game. And yeah, it was a very close game, and Sheffield United played very well.
What the fudge,
Samantha,
Sam?
I've missed you.
Continuing their good form.
Is Sam trying to do an impression of the... Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I've just worked out you meant to be Dame Edna Etheridge, weren't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who the hell was Dame Edna? Oh, yeah, Dame Edna. I mean, sorry.
No.
Oh, yeah, Dame Edna. I've heard of her. Yeah.
So
Barry
No, I
Humphrey
did
said,
watch.
hello, possums.
I did watch this game, and Sheffield United played very, very well. Had a few chances, and Chelsea rode the luck a bit, and especially with Ollie Burke had a great chance but glazed over. He is not a Premiership player. I don't. No, he's just not got a footballing brain. To be honest. He'd be good at cross-country running or sprinting.
Actually, Sam, I think that Ollie Burke has come into his own a little bit in that Sheffield United side, to be honest.
Please don't do the rest of the show in your Australian accent.
Sorry, Will, I've got to do it.
No.
So yeah, I think
it's too late now, mate. I already said I was gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it.
Come on,
Sorry about that.
It's time to stop now.
No.
So anyway, well, you two have a domestic. I'm gonna carry on.
Okay.
So
Good for you, mate.
Rudiger actually played was awful on the own goal. Just tried to pass it back to Mendy blind 2 yards out and knocked it in his own net. But I have to say he made three great blocks. After that, more than redeemed himself. One of them was so acrobatic; it was amazing. He was like a man possessed after that.
I've got to say, I'm so glad to have Rudiger back in that side because I do think he is really a brilliant player. Yeah, I'm glad that Tuchel has let him back in, to be honest.
You could argue he's become, but he is Chelsea's best defender on his day.
Well,
obviously,
I think that he is one of the best ball-playing defenders in the league, to be honest with you.
Obviously, got Thiago Silva, but I mean...
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with Thiago Silva, can you, really?
No, you can't.
Come on,
have you had any kangaroos?
Do you know what? I'm partial to a little bit of wallaby, but and some koala, but not kangaroo, because they'll just punch you in the face.
I know. Yeah, they will. So yeah, and Sheffield United played well again, but could have got something out of the game. They just lacked that finishing edge. And why Brewster, we've said this again, came on in like the 82nd minute and had hardly any minutes to influence the game. I mean, he needs a run of games. Chris Wilder, at early playing better, needs to throw caution to the wind and give him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is what really is he gonna do in the game when he comes on with 10 minutes to go? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not like he's in a side that's scoring loads of goals and you can just help him to have to.
You know, it's not rocket science that he has to play more than 8 minutes to make an impact. You know.
I agree. And you spend all that money, give him a run of 10. Well, the net till the end of the season. Obviously, not every single game, maybe, but give him a good few starts and let him get into a rhythm.
26.5 million British pounds for him.
How much is that where you come from?
I'm not quite aware of the current exchange rate at this moment, to be honest. Are you ready to move on to Leeds and Crystal Palace?
Yes.
So are Sheffield United doomed?
Yes.
Yes,
Sorry
they
to
are
say, but
doomed.
yes.
Yeah.
I thought you'd gone into shock then, mate. Yeah. Okay. Next game. Do you want to introduce it, Mr. TubeMix?
Oh,
Go on, mate.
So the final game Leeds United 2, Crystal Palace 0. Jack Harrison in the 3rd minute, assisted by Dallas, and Patrick Bamford to wrap things up in the 52nd minute.
Patrick Bamford things up in this.
You don't need to whisper. You don't need to.
I can't whisper in Australian, sorry.
That's alright, you just carry on with your Australian.
I'm not whispering. I can't believe you boys think this is whispering.
Here's a question for you boys. What do we think about Patrick Bamford for England?
Come on, please, George. It's time to drop it now.
No.
You've had your fun.
Not quite.
You think he's not good enough for you? No?
Not quite.
Okay, fair enough, mate. You're welcome to your opinion.
Good player.
Oh.
Patrick Bamford for England for you?
No.
And how about our expert Eyes who isn't English?
I must say, we are big fans of him over here in Sydney, but he's not for me either, to be honest.
Sake.
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
we will
Patrick.
see. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing though, Pat. It's, yeah.
Sure. I mean, for sure, mate.
There was a time where I thought you might become Postman Pat, but, yeah.
That's funny.
But, so keep it going. Leeds play a very energetic style, and Palace just couldn't live with them.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's one of them where if you're gonna be a more defensive team, sometimes they'll soak up that pressure and use it against you. Whereas other times, if you attack against their attack, they're just better at attacking than you are. Does that make sense to
So you leave yourself open, yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Well, I think
So,
both teams will probably finish in a similar area of the table, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Leeds will probably finish a little bit higher, but I think that Palace do have the quality to finish in that sort of top 12.
How about you, TubeMix?
Yeah, come on, mate. What's your opinion?
Leeds, they won't have to worry about getting relegated, and neither will Palace. So.
Okay, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Either top half of the table or first. No, first half. First half of the bottom half of the table. Oops! Oh, that doesn't make sense.
I think my accent is throwing him off, Sam. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Ian.
Come on, Jules. It's time to stop now.
We're almost there, mate. Don't you worry about it.
You've had your fun.
How is it to say it? Nah, worries me. Nah, worries.
No worries at all, mate. You know, no worries at all. No worries.
Oh dear.
No worries. Oh, you gotta love this accent. It's ripper.
No, it's okay for a little bit, but it's getting annoying now.
Well, tough.
That's
I think
me.
it's time for you to.
That's
to
me
do some
told. Anyway.
predictions for us, if that's okay with you, you want to do some predictions?
Yep.
I do.
We're nearly at the end.
Fantastic.
Right. So.
Oh dear.
Saturday
the 13th.
So Saturday the 13th of February, Leicester City beat Liverpool.
Is somebody writing these down?
I'll just listen back before we do it next week.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Okay. Just mind you, you'll be able to listen, won't you, when our British ether is not busy because
when
we'll
it's
asleep.
when it's night time for you, it's daytime for us Aussies. So you know.
So what was it? Liverpool v Leicester.
Yeah, that's it.
12-13.
2-1 Liverpool.
I'm gonna go
Leicester aren't
for.
very good at home.
I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw, just because I think the Foxes are a very good team, and so are the Reds. But I just can't see there being a clear winner, to be honest.
2-2.
How about?
Listen to the hate in his voice, Sam. What's the next game then, mate? What's the next game, mate? Come on. Hurry up, Neighbours is on in a minute.
Crystal Palace and Burnley.
1-0 Burnley.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a pretty good prediction for me. So I'm gonna go with that as well, please. 1-0 to Burnley.
0-0.
He's feeling drunk, but he's feeling drunk now.
Okay, so the next game is Man City versus Tottenham, and I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win to Man City, just because I think they're both very good teams, but City are just in such good form at the moment that I just can't see them not picking up the points, to be honest. Back to you, Mr. TubeMix.
2-2.
And what about you there? Sam? What do you think?
I think I am going to go for, I can't remember the match.
It's Man City versus Tottenham.
Oh, right. And I'm
Gotcha.
going to go to 2-0 City. Sorry about that.
Okay, the next match, 1 second. The next match is Brighton versus Aston Villa at 8 o'clock. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Aston Villa win, and that's because I think that Brighton, although they're in good form, are pretty shit. TubeMix.
Brighton 2, Aston Villa 1.
Do you want to hurry up a bit? This is really hurting my voice.
Good.
Brighton 1,
Oh
Aston
my
Villa 3.
Oh yeah, right. You choose an accent, and we'll both do accents for the rest
No.
of the video. Do
Yeah,
something good.
yeah,
What are you
look,
good
yeah.
at? What are you good at? What can you do?
Italian.
Okay, let's go then. Right then, mate. Let's move on to Sunday's game, shall we? So first up on the Sunday, on the 14th of February, it's Valentine's Day. If you've got a Sheila back home that you wanna fuck
Oh,
real
the
good.
Italians love.
Oh, Jesus.
The first game is Southampton versus Wolves. I'm gonna go for a Wolves win, because I think that the Wolves will want a revenge victory against the Saints. What about you, Guido?
2-1
Well,
Southampton.
I think that my pizza will be
Oh,
very,
geez.
very boring. Will be very, very boring watching this game. I think that both teams are not in good form, but I think it will be a Southampton win, 1-0.
That's a very good prediction, mate. Very interesting. Not what I was expecting. 1 second, let me just get up the.
How about you, my Willie?
2-1 Southampton.
Oh, he's just had enough. Right. Now at 4:30 in the afternoon or 4:30 in the morning for us Aussies, it is Arsenal versus Leeds United.
Hold on,
And
hold
I'm gonna
on.
go.
No, no, it's
What?
West Brom v United.
Okay, sorry. That's what happens when the host decides he just wants to fuck off. So, you know. Okay, so the next game is West Brom versus Manchester United at 2 o'clock, and we're going to be covering that one live from 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or 1 o'clock in the morning for the Aussies. Now, my opinion on this game is that West Brom have always been a little bit of a bogey team for Manchester United. And because of that, I'm actually going to go for a 1-0 win to the Baggies.
God, I hope not.
2-1 to Manchester United.
1-0 United.
Oh, I don't want it to end. I really don't. Okay, so now at 4:30 it's the Arsenal versus Leeds game, and I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw just because I think that Arsenal won't have enough quality to see through the 90 minutes, and Leeds are one of those teams that are so unpredictable that it's kind of difficult for the teams to be able to break them down, you know.
Well, in the Italian football, we have very defensive teams. But what I like about these teams is they like to attack. So
Excuse me.
I'm gonna go for the 3-3 draw.
I think that is a very interesting prediction. What about you, Mike?
I'm
What are
going
you saying, Mister? What are you saying?
What are you saying, my little Romeo?
I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Mike. So now what we can do is we can look at the last game on the Sunday, which is Everton versus Fulham. And I'm going to go for a 2-0 Everton win just because I think that the likes of Gylfi Sigurdsson and Dominic Calvert-Lewin are in fantastic form right now, and you just can't ignore that, right?
And I think a 3-0 victory to Everton because I very much like my fellow compatriot, Carlo Ancelotti.
Oh yeah, he is one of your lot, isn't he? He's an Italian.
Yes, he's a very handsome man.
Not as handsome as you, Mike,
Oh, I know.
because you're such an
I'm
Italian
just sick.
stallion.
I'm just sick to death of this bloody lockdown.
I know, mate. I know. Here in Australia, we don't really have that, so fuck you.
Well, you are not on my Christmas card list.
Well, I don't really want that anyway, to be honest. So, fuck you. Now we'll move on to Monday because we're just ignoring Sam because he's
Oh,
a
hang on,
dickhead.
hang on, hang on, hang on. I haven't said my prediction. So 2-1 Everton.
Oh, okay, sorry, man.
Do I need to get my violin?
Okay, so the
What did
first
you say?
game oh,
No.
okay.
What did Will
did you
say?
2-1 Everton.
So the first game on the Monday is West Ham versus Sheffield United at 8 o'clock. At 6 o'clock. And I'm gonna go for a 1-0 West Ham win. I think that although they're clearly the better team, they do sometimes struggle to score goals. So I'm gonna go for 1-0.
I am gonna go 2-1 to the Sheffield United.
1-0
And
to...
if you don't mind me asking, mate, what makes you think that score? To be honest.
I just think that West Ham's form won't continue forever, and Sheffield United are very determined and need the points more.
And
1-0 West Ham.
to agree. I'm inclined to agree with you there, mate, but I still think that the Hammers have got the edge, to be honest.
No, I think the pizza blade will cut through the
Dear
ham.
me. Dear me. Okay, mate. I'll just leave you to that because that was shit.
What do you think, William?
1-0 West Ham.
Sorry, mate.
I want you to do an accent. What accents can you do, Will?
Scottish.
Oh, go on.
Hello, I'm from Scotland. Oh no, that wasn't very good actually.
The first word was really good, and then the rest of it was just normal. Hello there, I'm from Scotland. Where are you from? So sorry, I just broke character a little there. I'm not from Scotland. I'm from Sydney. The final game, thank God for that, is Chelsea versus Newcastle at 8 o'clock on the Monday.
How boring.
And I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Chelsea victory, just because I think that Newcastle are so inconsistent. They might as well be a yo-yo.
I do not like Chelsea because Roman Abramovich sucked Claudio Ranieri. So I'm going to go for that 3-0.
You okay there, Will, mate? Just sound like you took a massive shit.
Yep, just having a stretch.
Okay, brilliant,
So
fantastic. Sorry, Sam, go on.
I'm going to say 1-0 Newcastle.
No, we don't agree with that prediction there. Sorry, I don't agree with you.
Well, if you watch your football, then you should know, but you're too busy partying. Look.
I'm too busy with all those women that I'm attracting with my Australian accent.
This doesn't count.
2-0 Chelsea.
Excuse me, me and Doris, mate, we're very, very happy together. How dare you?
Oh, sorry.
Well,
yeah.
we were not shouting at you. We were shouting at me.
We've reached the end of the video, so
No, not using your
want to-
accents. Come on.
Do you want to bring us home, JLIWheels?
yeah.
Would you
let me
mind
just,
reverting back to your normal self?
I'm sorry, mate, but I'm afraid I've committed now, so I can't do that. Sorry. There you go. That's what the people think of my accent.
We're at the end anyway.
Worst I've ever heard. Okay, in which case I'll speak in my normal accent.
Good.
To bring us home.
Thank the Lord.
Although I don't really want to, but you know.
We could always have my Italian accent.
No, just your normal accent.
Yeah, but the thing is, I could do an Italian accent.
No, just your normal
pretty
accent.
decent. I've got pretty decent pronunciation.
No, just your normal accent.
Okay, what are you gonna do, Will? Murder me?
Why don't you do it in your Scottish accent?
Oh yeah, go on.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, Will doesn't know what fun is.
Come on, take us home.
So yeah, that's the end of the video. Sadly, I really enjoyed that.
Please share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube.
Okay.
TubeMix.
Thanks for that, Samuela.
You're welcome.
Why you whisper? I was gonna say why you whispering, but I know why.
Cigarettes.
And don't forget, if you did enjoy the video, to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the TubeMix YouTube channel, because we do at least 2 videos a week. So you don't really want to miss out on that, do you?
I don't. So if I were you, I would subscribe.
Definitely. Definitely. Twice weekly. That's way too much bang for your buck. I'm sorry, that's way too much bang for your buck.
We have been Football Central. This is JLIWheels. Thank you. Mr. TubeMix. Thank you too. And I can't thank myself. Thank you all.
I'll bust out the Australian for 30 seconds.
No.
Just to say thank you
Oh,
to Sam.
God.
And yeah. On that note, goodbye. See you later.
Stay safe.
Good night.
Stay
Stay safe.
Especially when Will's about.
Oh, who's this guy? Ice Wallow Comb. Love the show, guys. All the way from London, UK. Best washes. Ice Wallow Comb.
Yes, mate, we like that. Have you turned it off?
No. Anyway, goodbye.